Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Footy Show Daily here, live. Sound like Martin Tyler, didn't they? Didn't really. Sound more like Vince McMahon, but he does like to say live, doesn't he? That's his he's brought that catchphrase in like it's like USC or something. He's tried to bring it in. We're live on Patreon. If you're watching this recording and you want to watch it live, you want to get involved like the people already are in the comments, then the link is in the description. Get involved.
I mean, breaking news. Simon Rouse beat Gary Ward in the comments.
I mean, you really shouldn't have thrown that in this early. You should have waited. I mean, you know. But that's the kind of thing that happens. Yeah. Great, isn't it? Yeah. But listen, we have been asked to talk about something very, very important. So let's just hear from the lads.
So here's what it all comes down to now. The rivalry, the aggression, the venom, the spite. What player gets to you? What player do you hate most? Past or present in the Premier League?
I would say Diego Costa. I'd throw him in there.
For me, two players, blood. You know them way there. The first one is a walking 8-ball, fam. Soulless camp, fam. Him, 100% over, fam. You get me, bro? I hate him, my kids will hate him, their kids will hate him, blood. Everyone will hate him, bruv. You know them way there, because you just don't do that, fam.
I mean, there you go. I mean, that's obviously the big talking point. Who do you hate most in the Premier League? I mean, you know, fair enough. The lads there felt very compelled to talk about it, and if you want to watch the rest of that video, the link is in the description.
Some interesting points.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? We're here to talk about ours, but I suppose as you get older, that word hate. Do you feel like that's become less and less applicable to you as a football fan?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's hate. I don't think it's hate as such, but ones that really get under your skin or wind you up, definitely. Yeah. There's definitely players who you look at and they're just like little. You wouldn't mind having a game against them.
Name names.
Andy Robertson at Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think he is, for me, one who is a good footballer, but he's a cry-ass. And he's just horrible. He's in people's faces. And yet I don't think he's got the balls to back it up. He does it to like people like Tom Davis and a Derby, whereas I don't think he'd do it to someone who's be in his face. Okay. He like walks away and stuff. He's one who really winds me up. Andy Robertson. But he is a good player.
He winds me up. But I also know I'd love him if he was in our team.
But those players, yeah.
I know I'd love him if he was our team. I know that when we had Tim Cahill, I would have hated Tim Cahill. But for us, I adored him because he was everything that you wanted.
I think you'd hate Richarlison if he played for him. Not for that same thing, just for...
Yeah, I'd be calling him all kinds. Of course I would. Yeah. Listen, football fans are the most fickle people on earth. Yeah. Of course they are. Andy Robinson is one for me that I actually would sit there and go, yeah, look at him. But then I seen him at the weekend and he's having a go at the ref and people are going, look at him, who does he think he is? And yet, 24 hours later, when I'm watching an Everton game, people are like, why aren't our players in the ref's face? Why aren't they having a go?
Time and a place. He was having a
no, there isn't, don't you? This is complete nonsense.
No,
this is complete nonsense.
No, it isn't.
It is.
It isn't.
Why is it a time and a place?
Because they've won the league.
So that means the winners. The winners.
Winners.
They are. No. They are serial winners.
You don't have to be a friggin'...
Well, I would love our players to have won something and then still be in the face of the referee. That to me proves that it means something. I look at our players not even giving penalties away and then just going, ooh.
I see Troy Deeney moaning all the time. Is he a winner?
Is he a winner?
Troy Deeney.
He's not a winner because he's not won something, but he's not good enough to be a winner. But at the same time,
there's not that thing. People misunderstand that you're a winner if you moan.
But you are though.
Nonsense.
Do
I want Everton players arguing with the referee and putting the points across? Yeah, doesn't make them winners.
No, but would you? But you want them to. But he is a winner. That's the difference. Andy I don't like him, but I would love someone in our team to have to do that because they don't. So I don't.
We don't have anybody.
I don't like him, but at the same time, I would love him. One player who I certainly do not like, in fact, I'm not, can't, and the reason why this fella even annoys me more is because of the way he's treated, and maybe that's why I don't like him. His son at Spurs. What after what he did to Andre Gomez and how he was treated, like almost like he was the victim, that has led me to just really not like the fella, because I feel like he's cried his way into the affections of some people, like he was the victim somehow, like he didn't cause someone to break their ankle and their foot to go the wrong way, and yet he was, and yet none of our players though, none of them got in his face. They all just let him get away with it, so therefore he starts getting all the sympathy, and that winds you up. That winds me up, because I feel like he should have been booted off the park by our players, and none of them had the bottle to do it. It was all, oh, you all right, mate? And maybe I just hate our players.
I think
maybe that's what it is.
The common theme I'm getting here is that it's the way we react rather than other players. See, Son for me, he's a really good player, but he is sly. There's this thing of like, he's not that type of player, and yet he's left his foot in a few times, been sent off a few times. He's got a nasty streak to him. There's no doubt about it. He's a really good player. But I just look at him and, I don't know, doesn't wind me up as much, I don't think.
The situation wound me up. The situation of not dealing with what had actually happened, and for a player to get the sympathy. I think that's where these things come from, aren't they? When you dislike someone, you don't dislike someone because you take a dislike to them. You dislike them because they wind you up. Normally that means because they've done something to hurt you. Most of the time, you don't just decide you're not going to like someone. Everton fans don't like Nick Barmby because he ever did anything wrong while he's playing for us. He left the club and went to Liverpool in a very sly way. Yeah. So our fans don't like Nick Barmby. But then on the flip side of it though, again, it's how people paint you. People paint you in a manner that sometimes suits the club, and yet it's sometimes the club that are the people in the wrong. We know this for a fact. And yet then there's people like Fabian Delph who say they're never going to leave and then leave a week later when they said they weren't going to leave. So
Mikel Arteta.
No, well, I mean, you haven't even mentioned Mikel Arteta, and I know for a fact that when the cameras are not rolling, you throw darts.
I don't like Mikel Arteta.
Well, I know that.
Really don't like him. Talking of, Delph was outed. Arteta somehow, for some reason, has been kept as the victim when he left Everton, and he was very much the instigator in leaving Everton. So, I know there's loads of Evertonians love him, that's fair enough, but I probably know just too much about it. I just don't like him.
Doesn't time heal all things?
No, I think he's worse. He made it worse when he went to Arsenal and was giving it the I'm home. Absolute knobhead. And massively overrated footballer.
He was a good footballer.
He was good. But I
think that's what hurts you more.
I just don't like him. I don't like the way he left. If they'd gone the year before at Everton in 2010, when we got a good offer for him from City, that's when he should have gone, and I'd have probably really liked him still. But the last year he was nothing short of a disgrace in an Everton shirt, and then the way he walked out on it, no, disgrace for me. Don't like him. No time for him. No time. But I don't dislike him as much as another ex-Everton player, Mark Hughes. Oh my God, that fella, I'd love to be raised from our history. Just staying on our football club, that fella. I absolutely...
I feel like this is like therapy.
It is, it's good. Like you know what, I didn't think I hated anyone.
Get you on the couch and give you
I didn't think I hated anyone. Mark Hughes, I just despise the fella, I really do. And it's not for anything he did. When he played for Everton, he tried. He obviously best days were well behind him.
It was the Joleon Lescott situation.
But it was the Lescott thing, and then the way he spoke about our club when he was at City, like, when he wasn't before. If it was City now, you'd go, yeah, well, they do win a lot of stuff. It was City, like Everton, when they got the money and they're trying to be like this thing, and the big clubs come calling. City, who still, despite £1 billion odd pounds, still haven't won as many leagues as Everton, and he was giving it all that. So, and then even the way he's behaved since, I like the way he talks like he's an amazing manager. When he was at Stoke and that, I win. Like Moyes now, what I do is win. You don't, mate. Your record says you don't. So stop having the arrogance. So no, he's one.
Fair enough.
Is there no Everton players that you despise or you really don't like, or do you just go, is there anyone that like you just think, I wish you'd never played for us? See, I know
there's loads of players that I wish he'd never played for us.
No, I know there's one who plays for us right now you can't have, but even moving it now, seems there anyone in the past that you look back and just think, I've got no time for you. Or isn't there? Not really, no.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anyone that I have I don't think there's anyone that I have a massive dislike for.
Yeah.
There are a couple of players that who'll stay nameless. There, I
Winds you up.
Who just, I just can't bear, if I'm honest. And then there's other players that, in certain circumstances, I haven't liked them, and then maybe in different circumstances, I've gone, they're not too bad, whatever. But I don't know. We've had loads of nonsense and loads of rubbish, but I suppose it just depends what. A lot of the time, it comes down to what have these players done to you. Like people like Joey Barton. I hated Joey Barton as a player. Hated them, and Nolan. I didn't like them one bit. Didn't like them one bit.
Well, Savage, did you rate Savage?
No, I don't think I did hate him. I think he was just one of those players that when he played, you laughed at. But at the same time, I think I had a little bit of admiration for him because he had no talent.
He had
no talent. Vinnie Jones was another one. He had no talent. Yeah, made a fantastic career. So there's. I'll tell you who I really don't like at the moment, and well. No, I won't say moments because this will last forever. Peter Shilton. Oh, I can't bear Peter Shilton. Oh my God, I can't bear that man.
Is it because he's a massive Tory?
I mean, it probably is. It probably is.
He is.
It probably is.
He is, and
that's probably the reason.
And that's what
I fully take Maradona's side on that all day long. I'm not bothered. I am not bothered.
Well, he should have took Maradona out with that. He should have gone straight through him and ended him.
Nev wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have beaten Nev like that.
I mean, there's two men. You've got on one side Nev, and you've got on the other side Shilton. Nev is like the greatest man on earth. So there you go. Let us know.
It is interesting.
Let us know your. I know some of you have already put them in, and I'll have a little read of them now. But Gaz says, son said he still hasn't forgiven him for the tackle. Sai says as well, he says, I want all our players to be in it together. He says, when players getting kicked all over the pitch, some players in our team should put the foot in and hurt them back, and we haven't got the nasty players.
No competitors.
Richard Parr says, can't stand Granit Xhaka.
Xhaka, yeah.
He's a proper fake hardman, snidey little mess.
He is, yeah.
I'd say he was proper, who I used to could not bear. Scrappy Doo, Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
Every derby, hold me back. Every derby did the same thing.
Emre Can when Barkley, remember he tried to shove Barkley and ended up back in the Liverpool fans. He bounced back. Absolute idiot.
There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and also don't forget, watch that video. The link is in the description. Check that out. The lads are on every single week. Having opinions. That's what they're doing. They're having opinions. What else is going on in the world?
Well, last night was obviously Chelsea against Norwich City.
Yeah.
And
Chelsea scraping through.
Weird.
Goal just before that. I mean, great goal, Giroud.
Giroud, yeah. Injury, first half injury.
What a beautiful man.
But big win for Chelsea.
Scrappy win. They were rubbish. Yeah. I think Lampard said they were rubbish. They've been rubbish in the last two games. But they're in there.
63 points now.
They're in third place.
4 points clear of Leicester. And obviously Leicester, Man U, 59 points each. So it was just a big win, wasn't it? Norwich already relegated, not to play for. And Giroud got them over the line. Obviously last night as well in the Championship was Wigan. We were still here actually in the studio, and we just finished something. I said to Ped, Wigan is 7-0 up at half time, and he was like, shut up. And we had a look. And I
thought the rugby league was back.
Yeah, you thought the Warriors had already taken over and were playing Hull in a game of rugby. Kieran Dowell, proving that Everton have been ridiculous to let him go, get him back in, make him captain. No, he's got Kieran Dal with a hat-trick. His third one was a lovely goal.
It was a great finish.
It was a great finish, wasn't it? I'm glad for him. That might get him the move he needs.
I'm made up though for Wigan because they've been treated disgustingly. People have, and you know what? People have lost their jobs. So I even you know what? I know this. I was on my LinkedIn. I know it's still there. It's still a thing.
Still a thing.
I was on my LinkedIn and I seen some like the videographer for Wigan.
Oh yeah.
Like looking for new work. And know like you see stuff like that and you're like, it hits you then, doesn't it? It hits you like people have been affected by this. Yeah. People have lost jobs all over something that obviously we don't fully understand or we haven't got to the bottom of yet. And the way they've reacted has been absolutely amazing. You know, winning games, picking up points, whatever. And to go and beat Hull, a team that I know it hasn't. This is what annoys me. The 12 points haven't been deducted yet. So if you look at the table, they look quite healthy.
The 13 comfortable. Take the 12 points off. They're still outside. They're on goal difference.
They're on the goal difference, and this has made a massive difference now with the goal difference. But what I love about it is though, and I think what's come to fruition in certainly the last couple of months is, it's a very young team of like a lot of lads who look like they're all mates around the same age. Obviously, they've got like people like Anthony Robinson, Joe Williams, Kieran Dowell, who come from Everton. And there's a good mix of like almost like local lads in there. People who are fully invested in the club and they're, you know, getting their careers going by doing the best they can for Wigan. And I think that's fantastic. And if they can get through the last few games,
they've got 2 games to go.
They can get like 4 points.
Got Charlton away at the weekend. Charlton are 4th bottom.
Yeah.
So if they can win that,
confidence.
And then they've got Fulham at home,
which will be difficult.
And Fulham.
But if they can get, let's say, a win, I think if they beat Charlton, they'll have enough.
Charlton, they could.
They'll have enough. And it'd be fantastic if because they deserve it. As a club, they do not deserve to be anywhere near the bottom.
Hull have got Luton at home and Cardiff away.
Luton's an interesting one because Luton are second from bottom, aren't they? So that's an interesting one.
What's sad is those players haven't put the club in that position. Those players have got Wigan to 13th, mid-table, and by no fault of their own, they're going to get relegated. Or, they're in a position where they could get relegated. And I think it's disgusting, but fair play to them. It was a massive, massive win for them last night. West Brom blew a chance to go top last night with they drew, didn't they, at home, and wasted an opportunity to go top. Brentford now got a game in hand, could pull within 1 point off them. If Leeds win their game in hand, now Leeds would be basically promoted, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so Leeds need one win, don't they?
One win and they're done. So they were big results there. I guess the biggest bit of news, if you want to call it that, is that the transfer window's been confirmed. This is something we broke yesterday on our news. No, we said yesterday on the news. Yeah. It's been confirmed today, the 27th of July till the 5th of October. The season due to start. It'll be confirmed the end of this week, I think, but it's the 12th of September for the new season that weekend. So the transfer window basically opens the day after this season finishes. It's roughly the same time as what it'd be open normally, 10 weeks. Yeah. But I guess the difference being is normally when you've got the transfer window, it opens and then you've got that stretch till the games come back. You're still going to have it, but the pre-season, the time the players are going to have off is only going to be a fortnight. But then for clubs like Wolves, Manchester United, Manchester City, they're all still in Europe and will be playing into August. Yeah. So it's gonna be a real, and there's obviously all the Europa League teams and also the Champions League teams.
I was going to say the teams you're buying off. A lot of them will also be competing in, and also a lot of those teams are coming back to restart their seasons and stuff. So it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be lot more condensed, and obviously for us we're gonna go back to, obviously we were anyway, of having the transfer window open while the season's ongoing. So it's gonna be a little bit alien for us, but it is what it is, and
And what else they've said as well is there'll be a 2-week window at the end of, so when the Premier League and Europe closes on October the 5th, the Football League still got 2 weeks where Premier League clubs can trade with Championship clubs. Basically, Championship clubs and stuff are going to take players off the Premier League clubs. Like, I can't see many Premier League clubs buying from Championship. I mean, they may well do, but that's how it looks. So I think that's to try and get to ensure that those Championship clubs have the opportunity to get money in and get players and keep something circulating around.
Yeah, definitely.
Those leagues.
Just go back to, there's a couple that I genuinely totally forgot, and I think you'll be on board one of these. Olaf says, what about Shaqiri?
Oh, yeah, he's a horrible little snide. Oh, what a horrible fella he is.
Jake says, Ashley Williams can off.
Ashley Williams, ex-Everton. Yeah,
and Gaz says, Jack Wilshere, not keen on him either.
He's another
there was a time.
He was the original scrappy dude.
There was a time when Jack Wilshere did annoy me. Did annoy me. There was a time when... There was a time when Grealish really annoyed me.
Yeah,
when he was in the Premier League the first time. He just always... There was like trouble always around him.
He's just...
I mean, I don't know whether
they're good shouts then. He was the original scrappy dude, Jack Wilshere. God. The little beauty. Remember Lee Hendry? Oh, for Villa. The little runt. The 4 matches will be played a day in the group stage of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. They've confirmed it now. The group games will be played over a 12-day period, with matches not being assigned to particular venues until the draw obviously is made in March 2022. The kick-off times for the first 2 rounds of games will be 1 p.m, 4 p.m, 7 p.m, and 10 p.m. local time, which means that's local time. So the 1 p.m. game will be 10 o'clock in the morning here. It's 3 hours, isn't it? So it'll be, so it's essentially what, 10 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, and 7. Yeah. So that's a good one. Games all day.
Games all day, baby.
In December, baby. World Cup finals a week before Christmas.
Okay.
So there you go.
Just so
you know.
Yeah, it's going to make an absolute mess of the fixtures, isn't it? But one thing that has happened today is they've confirmed that the subs rule will stay in place next season. And we were having a little chat about it before, and the World Cup come into it because we were talking when we were saying, well, if they're going to have it next season, you're going to get to, I think, a position where they're going to get to the end of next season. And with that World Cup being on the horizon, I think they're going to look at the World Cup and the heat. And I know they're promising us air-conditioned stadiums and all this, but I think they're going to keep it in for that World Cup. And I think there's 2 reasons. And I think one of these reasons is the heat. But another reason is a reason why I think it's going to stay, and I think it's going to stay forever, certainly in the Champions League and the World Cup. I think what will happen is they'll look at it and say, right, well, if we can get 5 subs on, that means we can get to see more of the top players. Because how many times you get a boss squad going to the World Cup and you go, you know, you've got all these brilliant players, but you never get to see them.
Yeah,
And I think what will start happening is the coaches will, and the confederations, and you know who else? The sponsors will go, we want to see more of that player. We want to see that player never comes on. You go back to something like, say, the 2006 World Cup, where Messi was in the Argentina squad and he just broke through and he wasn't really getting on the pitch. Imagine that now, you've got a young player sitting there and the coach is like, well, I'd like to bring him on, but there's no opportunity for whatever. I think they'll look at this now, and I think the Champions League will be exactly the same, going, if we can get more of our top stars on the pitch, that's more beneficial to the tournament and the sponsors, because the sponsors would absolutely love that. So I don't think it's going to go away. No, I think they're going to keep it in.
It's in the 3 intervals like it's been, so it's still only 3 periods. So normally when these things come in, they come in and stay in, don't they? So we'll have to see. It wouldn't surprise me if that was upheld going into the next season for the World Cup for that purpose, to keep players fresh.
Do you think we could come to a position where we do, where it could just be for the Champions League, though, and the Premier League resist it, or do you think the Premier League will persist in it after next season? Because there might be some, I'm sure the Premier League will have to put this to a vote.
Premier League haven't confirmed.
No, they'll have to put it to a vote. And if 14 clubs say no because they think, well, hang on, you're giving the advantage to the top 6 again.
Well, he could quite easily reject it. It hasn't got. It's been a recommendation from FIFA and UEFA to carry it on, and the Premier League will have a vote. So it'll be interesting whether or not those. I didn't think 14 clubs would vote for the top 6 to get more money from abroad, but they did
because the clowns.
So,
well, we seen it yesterday, didn't we? The Man City thing. How many clubs, like Burnley and was it West Ham, who voted for City to be investigated? And it's like, what's it got to do with you? You know, what's it got to do with you?
Well, Pep Guardiola's come out today and said that he's expecting an apology from Klopp and Mourinho. He's told them to phone them. Well,
Klopp said yesterday in his press conference that he was happy that the ban had been, they got rid of the ban, because he said, well, the idea of Man City not playing 8 games in Europe would mean that we'd have no chance of winning the league.
But he also said it's nonsense that they won the bad day for football.
So pick one.
That's what he does. He chooses whatever he wants, doesn't he? A lot of managers do, to be fair. Chelsea have been given a boost in the pursuit of Kai Havertz. He said they expect him to go cheaper, and although it does then say that he said he doesn't have to necessarily move to a Champions League club. So there you go.
Yeah.
Jamie Carragher's hit out at the decision to keep the 5 subs, and it's the Premier League not to do. I
think the Premier League might not have it, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing for the Champions League, because I just think by the, you know, with it being an extra competition and with the travelling and everything, I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing for the Champions League, because it is the best clubs.
Yeah, maybe.
But for the Premier League, I do think it's a bad thing.
The Carabao Cup set to start before the Premier League next season to save the competition, and scheduling chaos. Some top-flight teams poised to treat the early rounds as part of their pre-season.
Don't say that to us.
Christian Eriksen could leave Inter 6 months after joining. They're apparently listening to offers for the former Spurs player.
Interesting.
And that's basically it.
Going back to the hated players, Jake says, I hated Suarez with a passion when he was at Liverpool, but he was absolutely brilliant, which made it worse. And Simon Rouse says, I hated El Hadji Diouf with a passion.
Oh, yeah. I've kind of...
Yeah, because he turned on them.
He turned on Liverpool, so I don't mind him as much now.
Anyone who turns on them...
He said Gerrard and Carragher are all full of nonsense, didn't he? He said neither of them are great players. They were. But he said they're full of crap. And Gerrard hasn't got a clue about football or something.
What did you think of Abel Xavier when he left Everton to go to them?
Yeah, I was gutted.
Was you?
I was gutted because I thought he always did all right for Everton. But then he only left because Everton didn't offer him. Everton done their normal.
Yeah.
And didn't offer him a contract that he was worth. A decent contract.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think he was asking for loads either.
No, and he just come off the Euros as well.
And he was talking to Everton for a couple of months, and Everton didn't do what they should have done.
There you go.
Juliet offered them something, and off he went.
Obviously, if you're watching this live, there's an hour till 3 Premier League games: Burnley versus Wolves, which that's an interesting game. Manchester City versus Bournemouth, 27-0.
Yeah.
Newcastle versus Tottenham, and the 8:15 game is Arsenal versus Liverpool, which I think Liverpool win that. Liverpool will
Liverpool
win
should
that.
with Arsenal's defence be able to.
Championship 5 o'clock right now. Right now, if you're watching live,
mad.
Brentford are playing Preston, which is a big game. Bristol City versus Stoke, Birmingham versus Charlton, big game for Charlton, and Nottingham Forest versus Swansea, big game for Nottingham Forest in their pursuit of the playoffs. There you go. There you go. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you want to watch more of that video, the lads talking about the most hated players, past and present. Check it out. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. If you haven't watched this live and you want to watch it live, join us over on Patreon. Again, the link is in the description for that as well. Thank you for watching. We will see you later.